Hello, my friends. This is Jeremy Royster with Fearless Adventures in Learning, and I'm going to show you how to make a Codebreaker Quest lock. So this is the sample of the timeless technology Codebreaker. You will see I have a lock here that players use to make it to the final slide that rewards them for figuring out the passcode. If they click on this lock, they will be taken to this Google form, and they have to enter the code that they figured out. In this case, it's asterisk triangle square, and they will submit, and then they are taken to a link. You did it. Click this link, and that will take them to the final slide that rewards them for figuring out the passcode. Now, how do you do this on your Codebreaker Quest? Well, you start with the Codebreaker Quest template, and this slide, the lock slide, has a variety of locks that you can choose from. The lock sample in the Codebreaker Quest was a shape lock, but you also have a color lock, a direction lock, a number lock, and a text lock to choose from. So if we click on the form lock template, you follow the link to a screen that asks you to make a copy. When you make a copy of this template, you now have a personal copy that you can modify to your needs that shows up in your Google Drive. So here we have the lock template, and here are the different lock types. Now, you can delete the locks that you don't want to use for your game, but let me describe each one in detail. The first one is a text lock code. So an example of a text lock would be a sequence of letters or a word, and I've programmed it already for you so that there's a reminder to players that if they put in the wrong code or the wrong words, to check their spaces and make sure that they're checking their capital letters. All you would have to do is choose the word or sequence of letters that you want the player to come up with right in this space here where it says text. Now, for the number lock, similar situation, a reminder to the players not to use spaces or commas. Here's an example, just a sequence of numbers. All you would need to do is choose the number sequence you want and type in the number here. Now, for the direction lock, I've given you some choices here. You could use direction words or symbols such as north, east, west, south, or up, right, left, down. And all you would need to do to program it is choose which symbols or words you would like your player to come up with to solve this lock puzzle. And we have a shape lock. I gave you an example of a shape lock in the sample. And so other shapes that you could use are here, listed here. You could use lowercase o, for example, for a circle. And then what you would need to do is you decide which sequence of shapes or shape words you would like your player to type. Now, for the color lock, some suggestions are to use the first letter of the color words or the full words as your code, and you would decide what you want in this text space. All right, so let's pretend that we are coming up with a color lock. I'm going to delete all of the other information. Now, this is my copy, so I'll call this my color lock. Change the title within my game. I just did that, so I'll delete that text. I'm not going to use all the locks, so I don't need this image. I'm not going to use any of these other locks, so I'm going to delete them all. Only keep color lock. There it is. So I'm going to pretend that my code for my game is yellow, green, red. Now, before I publish it, so that it can be used in my game, I need to figure out what slide I'm going to have my players go to last. So I'll have to go here. If this is the template I'm turning into a quest, I would have to publish it first. So I'm going to go to Share, Publish to the Web. I'm going to choose every minute. I'm going to click Publish. Okay, now I've got the published version of my slides. This is important because if you gave them the editable link, they would have to put your game in presentation mode in order to play it. So I'm in my published version of my Codebreaker Quest, and I've already picked out my final slide. This is the slide I want my players to arrive at. I need to get the published link to that slide up here. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it into my Google form. So right here in Settings, I go to Presentation, and I go to the confirmation message. I want to edit that confirmation message. And already it's set to say you did it. Click this link, and all I have to do is paste that link right in there. I hit save. Now it's ready to publish. publish. Now I want to change the sharing settings so that anyone who plays this can access it. I'm going to copy the responder link, and now I can add that responder link to my color lock. So I'm going to click on the link, I'm going to click paste and apply it. Now if I click on the lock in my published version, it'll take me to that very lock. Let's see if it works. So I think it was yellow, green, red, submit, follow the link, and it takes me to the final slide. Now you know how to make a lock for your Codebreaker Quest. Remember, if you want your Codebreaker Quest to be featured on the Fearless Adventures in Learning website, you'll need to make sure that your lock works properly. Have fun!